On June 9th, 2016, Donald Trump Jr. met with Russian attorney Natalia Veselnitskaya in a meeting that has become one of the central focuses of the entire Trump-Russia collusion story. And while the Trump administration kind of spoke for Jr. and tried to cover it all up, saying it was about adoption, we didn't really know what for sure happened, we now have a much clearer picture of what actually took place in that meeting, because that attorney, Natalia Veselnitskaya, gave a recent interview of about 2.5 hours long where she laid out exactly what Donald Trump wanted from the Russians and what he was willing to give the Russians in exchange for that particular information. According to Veselnitskaya, Donald Trump offered to, if Trump got elected, relook at some of the more anti-Russia laws that the United States had passed over the years. Part of that actually included the forthcoming Russian sanctions. In exchange, according to Veselnitskaya, Trump Jr. wanted to get his hands on financial documents showing that Hillary Clinton was accepting money from people who were a little bit more shady than usual, even though those same people actually gave a lot of money, hundreds of thousands, to Republicans as well. So basically, according to what Veselnitskaya is telling us here, is that Donald Trump attempted to bribe the Russians during this meeting by saying, if you give me what I want, I'm going to make sure that this happens for you. That's bribery. That's collusion. And more importantly, feels a lot like treason here. And I know Republicans and even some Democrats like to tell us that this whole Russia story is a big nothing burger. But this story from this attorney who was present, who actually basically held the meeting, kind of seems like a massive bombshell story that everyone in this country should be talking about right now. Now, to her credit, Veselnitskaya has agreed to talk to the Senate Judiciary Committee about this particular meeting on one condition. She wants the entire meeting to be public record so that everyone can know and see and hear what she has to say. So far, the Senate has not agreed to those terms, so therefore she has not yet testified in front of the committee. If they agree to this, which I imagine if the media focuses enough on this story, they're going to, we're going to get some real bombshells about Trump Jr.'s involvement with this whole collusion scandal, because at the heart of this, it appears that Donald Trump Jr., acting in coordination with Jared Kushner and with approval from his father, seems like Trump Jr. is probably the guy who coordinated almost all of this and could be one of the next people to get himself a Mueller indictment. If you're thinking about subscribing to our channel, I strongly encourage you to do that. But if you're not thinking about subscribing, I would encourage you to start thinking about it, and then once you're thinking about it, actually go and do it. You can see the subscribe button right there on the screen, or if you're watching on a different platform, go to youtube.com/TheRingOfFire.